Automotive Influencer Stories, a podcast series from Bosch which gets under the hood of the vehicle aftermarket. So today we're going to talk about brakes, but also all the hard work which goes into developing brakes which keep us safe on the road. So let's talk brakes. Well, no matter which vehicle you drive, brakes are fundamental for safety. And Bosch has been committed to brake technology for nearly a century now. We've been providing drivers with braking safety and comfort features for every decade that came along. So today with me, I have Holger Fuchs, Product Manager for Brake Discs, and Kay Langrock, Product Manager for Brake Pads. Hi, Holger. Hi, Kay.
Hi, Pallavi.
Hey.
So, quality brakes are essential. How long has Bosch been making brakes?
Nearly 100 years. We introduced the servo brake in 1927, and since then our continuous innovations have been keeping the driver safe on the roads.
Can you explain a bit more how brakes have evolved over time?
For example, in 1978, we launched the ABS, so-called anti-lock braking system. Then later in 95, we released the electronic stability program, ESP, and both systems are keeping the driver safe on the road in critical driving situations.
And in 2010, we introduced the predictive emergency braking system, which can find out if an obstacle occurs in your way and starts braking immediately.
Can you explain me more what makes a good brake pad compared to like an average one?
Braking safety cannot be achieved with one single formula due to different strains from vehicle to vehicle. So you have to find the right mixture for the right vehicle. So we have a variety of mixtures for the brake pad, which we choose then for the specification of the certain vehicle then. So our engineers have to develop the friction material according to the specification that is necessary for the vehicle. And this development process can take up to 3 years.
So what makes Bosch brake pads stand out, and how do you ensure quality?
There are different technical specifications that we are carrying as a premium pad supplier. There is, of course, safety, which is guaranteed by the friction coefficient of the pad. But there are also comfort criteria like noise and also wear behavior. Yeah, we want to have a certain lifetime of the pad that we can guarantee to the customer. We also simulate extreme driving situations that go into more depth than the assessment criteria of the ECE R90 criteria. So the Bosch driver can rely on our products and on the safety that we guarantee.
We've talked about brake pads. Let's now talk about brake discs. Holger, how important are they for a vehicle?
Now, of course, the brake disc itself, it's a central element of the whole braking system. Brake force is applied from the pad to the disc at the end. The brake disc itself is also, like the brake pad, a wear and tear part where you have to take care when you're reaching the minimum thickness of the friction ring. And also be careful with the corrosion, what can occur, especially in winter times with a lot of salt on the roads. As an additional requirement, you have to take, of course, the modern cars in consideration because they have more horsepower, they are more heavy, which leads to a higher kinetic energy, what the brake disc itself has to transform into thermal energy. To achieve these high requirements of the performance cars, we are, for example, using a high carbon gray cast iron, and our discs are coated with an environmental friendly water-based coating slurry.
So what sets Bosch's brake discs, apart from its competitors?
Yeah, a Bosch disc has to be reliable under extreme driving conditions and also needs a long driving comfort. And therefore, we have very tight tolerances for producing our brake disc. And can you imagine, every single brake disc is checked by its key dimensions and tolerances.
Every single one in production?
Yes, every single one. And at the end, we take out samples from every production batch and test them again in our own Bosch laboratories.
So what can I look forward to, as a customer, as a driver?
This offers you a very safe product for long driving comfort without noise and vibration.
Do we offer something else in addition to that?
Whenever it's possible, we're adding a fixing screw to the box to make it easy to mount the brake disc on the car. And some car applications also requiring ABS sensors or even discs with bearings we have in our portfolio whenever necessary.
And it's all in the box for me as a user.
Of course, that's all in. And on top of this, we are also offering two-piece discs for different car applications.
So looking ahead, what are the brake system developments in the pipeline from Bosch?
I mean, the increasing number of electric vehicles in the market is also bringing new challenges for us as a brake supplier. Yeah? And this also has an effect on the aftermarket, as the workshops need to cater for these vehicles. So EV brake systems have different requirements compared to combustion engines. And our mission is to ensure that customers doesn't notice the difference. Yeah?
That would be important.
Another major aspect is that electric vehicles don't use that much the braking that it's done in combustion engines, since a lot of the power of the braking is done by the electric engine, by recuperation. So this is bringing the new challenges for braking industry. Yeah? There is less wear than combustion engines, but there are other factors that are coming now into the game. It's like increasing corrosion and things like that. Yeah, so a lot of new challenges for brake pad suppliers concerning electric vehicles.
I can totally imagine.
Especially the corrosion aspect impacts mainly on the brake disc, but there we are already working on solution also as the upcoming Euro 7 norm, which will be introduced in the near future. But I can tell you, we are covering already a huge range of electric vehicles, which you can see on the road.
I would expect nothing less than that from Bosch. Well, thank you so much, Holger. Thank you so much, Kai. It was lovely exchanging with you. And thanks for your thoughts on the braking systems from Bosch.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
That's it for this episode. To hear more from our experts, do not forget to check out the podcasts from Automotive Influencer Stories by Bosch.